Hey guys, it's Jonathan from Bullet Motorsports, and I have a Fox body addiction. This is our 1988 Ford Mustang 5.0 with the purple fade, so I believe it's called Purple Haze. We purchased this from a gentleman named Steven at an auction, and I'm super excited to do this test drive. If you want to find out information on this ride or any of our inventory, click on the link below. This specific one is going to go on Bring a Trailer. So if you see that listed on our site, it's going to say going to Bring a Trailer auction. There's no price because it's headed there and we'll have a set reserve. Let's go into details. Overall condition, I'd rate this easily an 8.5 out of 10. Body's extremely nice. There's no dents or dimples. All of your GT cladding is nice. It's not warped from the sun. And the paint job is actually really clean. Sorry about the wind today. It's very windy in Florida. I'll lean down here. We've got a set of SVE wheels, and when you look at the front, has brand new lights with blackout covers if you want to go take a gander. All of your plastic cladding is very nice, as I said before. I've had a lot of these Fox bodies, GTs, etc. And when they get older, this ABS plastic starts to warp and pull away. That's not the case on this one. Doors open up easily. I'll show you under the hood real quick. This is exactly what I would want when I was in high school. It's perfect. Every single modification, how it's detailed. So you got a 5-liter here. I think it has 106,000 miles. BBK exhaust, brand new SVE radiator with dual electric fans. You've got an Optima blue top battery, intake, MSD ignition, water pump, and it has been replaced as well. And then you have all SVE radiator hoses. You can see the SVE hoses back there as well. IAC was just cleaned. It does have upgraded caster plates, and the suspension underneath this car is unbelievable. AC's cold. I want you to look at our gallery or the photos below, and you'll be able to see that. So the hood itself is a Canon hood. It's fiberglass, and you do have vents here that you can remove for more airflow, but they are closed off right now with a nice piece of billet aluminum, it looks like. It's better off to keep the engine bay clean. Headlights are clean. All your emblems look good. All of your seals are very nice. And then inside here, the leaf holder, just kidding. It's very clean. There's no rust or rot. Hood line is very clean. And then the actual rear trunk looks good. I do see a couple of stress fractures here in the paint from shrinkage. Just pointing out all the little imperfections. You do have a Steeda style wing. Let me get the key so I can open the trunk. While we're getting the keys for the trunk, look at how nice the door cards are. You do have power windows, power lumbar, and the seats and interior are extremely clean. You're gonna see a switch underneath the steering wheel that's gonna control your auxiliary fans for your radiator. So if it starts to get hot, you flip that switch. Clutch is extremely heavy. You've got a Hurst shifter, headliner's nice, and all your quarter glass and rubbers. Go and look at another Fox body and tell me how nice these are compared to that. It's hard to find them clean. I know for the LXs, they started making reproduction ones from LMR. So the shocks are working properly, nice and solid. Looks like when they painted it, they did use some cleaner and filler for it, but it's solid. I don't hear any noise. I'm gonna lift this up. You can see that there's some insulation in here for sound deadening, and you do have a nice carpet set. This is not retracting properly, so we'll pull it out and get it to retract. Taillights have been replaced, so they are like a Altezza style with a blackout screen on them. And this car just passed the emissions for Virginia. So that means you can get this registered, most likely in California or any other state. It does have catalytic converters. Look at this shot right here. Extremely menacing. You've got your SVE staggered wheels, so they're wider in the back, and it's running on a Nitto tire. NT 555, so that's gonna give you some good grip. Exhaust sounds great. When you open up the gas cap, you can see that it's very clean. It's not dirty, not full of mold. I don't see any dents or dings on the sides. Those seats are just perfect. Little crack on the dash on the top half on that pad. And this door is very solid as well. Let me start it right now for you, and then we'll go for a test drive. Remember, if you want to see underside shots of this specific ride or any of our inventory, you can click on the link below or click on our gallery. You'll see those photos. We do a test drive and walk around for most, if not all, of our vehicles. So we help buyers from different states and countries make a good decision on purchasing a vehicle sight unseen. Put the key in the ignition. Starts up like that every time. They've added the cup holder mod, which basically you go into gear and it's going to spill all over you. You got your mirrors, which are working properly. AC is working, so AC is cold. Hazard lights are working. Headlights are working. Turn signals are working, and it does have an aftermarket radio. As I said, the clutch is very heavy, so you're gonna get a big calf on this car. Big old calf. Headliner's nice, and listen to it. Sounds good. Let's go for a rip. Okay, so we're inside the 88. You got the typical 88 steering wheel. In 1990, they changed it over to a different style. Basically, the dash and everything was the same. You got your light controls here, showing 6,000 miles, so it's 106,000 miles because it's obviously rolled over. Engine looks like it's been completely resealed. It's extremely healthy. Transmission feels good. There's no pop out. Clutch is extremely heavy. Radio works as it should. It's on standby mode. I don't want to put it on. And then to turn your fans on, you flip that switch and your fans will kick on. Right now we've got low temp, so we're good. I'm going to pull the clutch out and you'll see that it starts to pull without chattering. I always like to do that when I'm testing out any sort of Fox body. You'll tell if they've really beat it up badly when it'll start to buck. Brakes feel good as well, and I want you to look at our gallery photos. You're going to see underside shots, and you're going to see how nice this GT really is. Interior lights work too. Oh, you want to see it? AC feels nice. Clutch is easy. Let's test out the brakes. We'll bring it to around 40. Brakes feel good. There's no pulling. And also, if you've ever driven a Mustang of this era, you always hear creaks and moans. This one's not bad. I hear a little bit of the dash, the typical from the glove box. Here's where your release is for the trunk as well. Once we turn left on 29th, we'll go through the gears a little bit. Transmission, as I said, feels great. It's nice and tight, doesn't pop out. First shifter, e-brake works as it should, and it does have posi traction. We just tested that out. I'll show you when we do the outside shots. You have your lights here. I mean, this is a clean one. So I think right now we have 6 Fox bodies. A lot of convertibles, and then I have a little coupe as well that has a On3 turbo kit, and it's going to get tuned by Blow By Racing on November 3rd, so we'll do a video for that. Should make around 400 wheel. This one's peppy though. Suspension feels great. We'll leave it in second here, and then once we hit that dip, I'll give it a little bit of gas and we'll see how it does. Feels good. It's a $5 grand for shifting. Turn left here. Downshifts are easy. We'll do a U-turn. I'll go through the gears. I'm not going to be banging it through the gears. I want to make sure that you see that we're not trying to destroy this thing. All right, first gear roll. Feels good. That's the 60. Not a bad little car. We're gonna get some outside shots for you so you can make a decision on this ride. If you have any questions, leave a comment below or give us a call at 954-363-2261. We offer transport worldwide, so put a port of entry or a zip code. I can have a feeling this is going to go to Texas or California. Let's see if I'm right. But listen to that. Very healthy motor. It's not too loud either, not too raspy. Let's put it in 5th and see if it slips. No slippage at all. And we're going over bumps right now, and it's extremely tight. As I said, there's a little bit of play in the steering wheel, which is common for a car that has around a little bit over 100,000 miles. But it's easy to deal with. I love these things.